The following is a presentation of PH Athletics. From a somehow sunny and dry Pascack Hills softball field here in Montvale, New Jersey, we welcome you to Pascack Hills softball on PH Athletics, a league game for the Broncos as they host the Indian Hills Braves. It downpoured for about 10 minutes, just about an hour and a half ago, but somehow the field, which was a swamp just about 2 hours ago, is ready to go, and we have some softball for you on this Saturday afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody, or whenever you're watching this. I'm Matthew Merlino. These two teams played earlier this year at Indian Hills on April the 16th, the final 6-2 in favor of the Braves. In the past 4 years, since 2021, Pascack Hills has never beaten Indian Hills. They have not played before that, at least since 2010. So Indian Hills is 7-0 since 2021 against the Broncos. They're looking to change that today and try and level up with Indian Hills and Mawa in the Big North League standings. Ramsey already clinched the division title. Hills should play them soon, and we may have coverage of that game dependent on when it is scheduled. It was supposed to take place yesterday, but that was rained out. The Rams took the league win in part due to a big win for the Broncos, an upset against Riverdale when we were last here. So that helped the Rams win yet another league title in softball. If the Broncos win, then they'll tie with Indian Hills for fourth, and they can potentially go into a three-way tie for third if Mawa also loses their next league game. The pitcher for the Broncos is Taylor Pollock. As usual, we have a ground ball to start things off to Emily Rennie, and there's already one away. The leadoff batter there for Indian Hills, the freshman Taylor Herrick, who was 0 for 2 in the earlier meeting. So it is one away, none out, and here comes the batter that gave Hills the most trouble in that earlier meeting. 3 for 3 with a homer, a 2-run homer, Audrey Amoruso, who hits one foul over to the Indian Hills bleachers. So an 0-1 count for Amoruso, who also pitched against Hills in mid-April in the earlier meeting and will pitch today as well. She had a complete game win against the Broncos when they were over in Oakland. Now she has a 1-1 count. 22 for 43 on the year, leader in doubles and home runs for the Braves with 8 doubles and 3 home runs on the year. Looks at ball 2, so 2-1 for Amoruso. On deck, Victoria Basic, the junior, was 3 for 4 against the Broncos, so a big 2-3 punch for Indian Hills, at least if going off the stats from the last meeting between these two on April the 16th of this year. 2-2 here for Amoruso. She hits one directly past Pollock for a base hit into center. So Amoruso is on with 1 out, and now Victoria Basic to the plate. 24 for 51, leader in hits on the year for Indian Hills. 10 RBIs as well, batting .549. And as we said, with 1 RBI and 3 for 4 in the earlier meeting between these two. First pitch to her in the dirt from Pollock, who had 8 hits and 2 strikeouts, led up 8 hits and had 2 strikeouts with a 2.33 ERA against Indian Hills earlier this year. Pitch was just outside, I believe, so a 2-0 count. That one low, so 3 balls and no strikes. Don't have the benefit of our scoreboard today to help me out. Pollock 1 high, so must have been a strike somewhere. 3-1. Here's the 3-1. Swung on and missed. Full count now for a third batter in the lineup, Victoria Bassage. 3-2. Ball forward, inside, so runners on first and second with one away, and now it will be number 3, the cleanup hitter, Liz Siletti, who was 1 for 4 with 1 RBI. She's got 7 ribbies on the year. Strike 1 called. I want a ball. Two away after the strikeout from Pollock. We got some issues over here as we get started. Fifth batter is Kayla Curtin, the sophomore who had 2 RBIs in the earlier meeting. We'll see if she can get one here with 2 out. A 1 count for Pollock. One and one for the sophomore. And that'll make it a 2-1 count. Two one from Pollock. Swung on and missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ground ball towards Amelia Alvarez at third. Throw to first is low, but in time, so Pollock allows 2 base runners, but Indian Hills still scoreless as we go to the middle of the first. So a scoreless top of the first for Indian Hills. Now a chance for Pascack Hills to get on the board. They will be led off by their freshman Ava Angrisani, the left fielder, pitcher for Indian Hills, as she was in the earlier meeting between these two, Audrey Amoruso. She pitches ball number 1. It's a little low, so a 1-0 count. Amoruso on the year, or in the earlier meeting between these two, 7 innings pitched, allowed 8 hits, 10 strikeouts though, and let in 2 runs, but the Braves held on for a 6-2 win. 1-1 outside to Angrisani. 2 balls, 1 strike. Nice curve for strike 2. 2-2. Oh, that one not caught. So a 3-2 count for Angrisani here, full count. Amoruso with 95 strikeouts throughout the season. She'll get one here to start the game. Through her career, 344 strikeouts she's played since she was a freshman. She's a junior right now. Now she goes up against the Pascack Hills pitcher, Taylor Pollock. And Pollock swings and misses. She's been over 100 strikeouts for all 3 of her years. Pollock did not swing at that one. So 1 ball and 1 strike now. Swing and a miss for Pollock. 1 ball, 2 strikes for the junior. Indian Hills sometimes pitch Kayla Curden, the sophomore, and Herrick, the freshman, as Pollock swings and misses. So Amoruso with strikeout number 2 and number 97 of the year. 346th of her career. And now the first baseman, Christine Diaz, taking ball 1. Second pitch, Diaz swings and misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. That one was outside, so Diaz ahead 2-1. Fouled that one off. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 out and none on for the Broncos in the bottom of the first. Little windy as Diaz takes ball 3. Full count. Here's the pitch. In there, strike 3, Amoruso with 3 strikeouts to start her game on the mound, and we end the first scoreless between Indian Hills and Pascack Hills. Top of the second inning after a scoreless first. This is Sarah Churchio, the sophomore, 9 for 48 on the year, was 1 for 3 against Hills earlier in the season. Low strike called. And here's the 0-1. Fouled back. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Grounded towards Pollock. Hits off her knee, maybe her ankle. And Churchio will be safe. That one drilled Pollock right in the ankle, so Coach Ali Mendy coming out to talk with her, make sure she's okay. Pollock all good. She'll warm up a little bit now. And she'll face number 2, Amanda Lawler, the sophomore now. It's 12 for 40 on the year, 1 for 4 against the Broncos when they played at Indian Hills in mid-April. The Braves on a bit of a poor streak right now. 7 losses. They have not won since April the 21st in a game at Mawa. Here's a ground ball over to Rennie. Going to try and turn 2. Sudden's throw not in time, but they do get Churchio at second, so there will be a runner on first and 1 out. As number 24, that is Isabella Adranya, comes to the plate, the senior who's just 0 for 9 on the season. according to the NJ.com stat books. Does have an RBI off of a sac fly. Runner going, throw from Brinkman is not in time. So Lawler with the stolen base. That will be her second of the season. And now there's a runner on second. At the plate, not sure of the count. There was a pitch, so believe 2 balls and no strikes. Fortunately, I don't have my handy game changer and ready to go. That one fouled off over the Hills dugout, 2-1. That one hit high over the batting cage in the dugout, so 2 balls, 2 strikes by my count. We were supposed to have a game every day this week, Monday through today. Unfortunately, the rain had something to say about that. Mother Nature did not want that to happen, so we had a lot of rain, canceled and postponed many events as we get a chopper towards Rennie. At short, the throw to first in time. Lawler does advance to third, but there is 2 away now. And up comes Kayla Bayani, I believe, the junior. 7 for 42 on the year. Playing out in right field today. She'll take strike 1. That rain postponed many events, nearly postponed this one, but our grounds crew turned what was a swamp into a playable field in about 2 hours, so we need to commend them and be happy that we're able to play softball today. But with that, many changes to both our schedules and pretty much every schedule around here in New Jersey for baseball and softball with all the rain. So the NJSIA postponed the PowerPoint cutoff date. It was supposed to be here. It was supposed to be today, excuse me, as Pollock gets a strikeout to send us to the middle of the second, still scoreless. They postponed that PowerPoint date to Wednesday. We'll have the numbers for Indian Hills and Pascack Hills when we come back. So 3 strikeouts for the Indian Hills pitcher Audrey Amoruso to begin the game in the bottom of the first. Taylor Pollock doing a good job on the Hills mound to keep things scoreless in the tops of both the first and the second innings. Now a chance for Hills to break that tie. Amoruso now on 98 strikeouts for the season, and if my math is correct, 346 for her career. And yes, she is only a junior. She's had 100 strikeouts her freshman, her sophomore, and her junior years. It should be by the end of this game, or at least by the end of the season. 2-0 count, though, for Riley Sneath, who is at the Hills plate. Talked about the PowerPoints just a moment ago, as Sneath has a grounder that doesn't go anywhere, and the throw is in time to first base from the catcher, who is Bassich. So there's 1 away with Sneath grounding out, I guess you could call that. I don't really know what you called that. It just went straight down and didn't move past home plate. And this is Hannah Brinkman now, who hits one high towards center. Left center. Great catch, diving down from Amanda Lawler just outside of our frame to put Brinkman away. And now here comes Brielle Siegenthaler. So as for those PowerPoints, Indian Hills, they competed in North 1 Group 2 last year where they made the sectional semis. as the 3 seed. This year they've dropped back to Northwind Group 1, and their 9-9 record, only good enough for 5th place in those rankings. They're trying to break the top 4 right now and be able to host 2 state games if they make it that far. Right now they're home against number 12 North Warren for the state tournament, but again, those numbers can change up until this coming Wednesday when they are finalized at 12 o'clock and then used to seed the state tournaments. As for Hills, they are in North 1 Group 2. They actually moved up to 8th after some work yesterday, so they will host Westwood as of right now for the first round of the state tournament. So a lot of things going on, and we'll try our best to get out to all of those state games for baseball, softball, girls lax, and boys lax, and keep you updated on everything. 3-1 here for Siegenthaler. Swings and misses, and that will be out number 3. It was a 2-2 count. I apologize. End of the second, and if I'm counting correctly, Amoruso had her 100th strikeout of the season in that inning. Top of the 3rd inning now, still scoreless after 2 innings between Indian Hills and Pascack Hills. Ground ball just getting past Amelia Alvarez at 3rd, and it is a foul ball. At the plate for Indian Hills, Sabrina Pisani, the freshman, 4 for 21 on the year, was 0 for 1 against the Broncos earlier. That one was high, so 1 ball, 1 strike. This game was postponed from back in April. They were able to play the one at Indian Hills, but didn't get the one here in. Here's the 1-1. Outside, 2 balls, 1 strike for Pisani. And then back to the top of the order with Taylor Herrick and Amoruso, who I have to correct myself is on 99 for the season. Set 100 strikeouts for the season at the end of the second. Math was wrong. It's a Saturday. Ground ball towards Alvarez. It's going to stay fair this time. Throw is close, but she's safe. And the Hills fans are not happy with that, but Pisani able to outrun the throw from Alvarez. Now showing bunt as Pisani goes. Throw from Brinkman is high, so she'll be able to steal for her first of the season and first of her career. At the plate now is Taylor Herrick, and she's got an early lead with a 2-0 count. That one was high. So 3 balls and no strikes. Strike 1 is called. I apologize. That is Amoruso at the plate and Herrick at second. So this one is fouled off by Amoruso. Reached 100 career hits earlier this year, along with nearly reaching 350 career strikeouts. And Herrick had her 4th stolen base of the season. Ball number 4 to Amoruso, who will take first base. So there's 2 on and none out. Umpire seems a little confused. He did call a strike. So she is out. Yes, Amoruso thought she was walked, but she wasn't. This is an incredible scene. Does anybody know what's going on out here? Now we finally do. Amoruso will trot back to the dugout. She was struck out by Taylor Pollock. So there's one away. Herrick is at second. We have strike one here on the third batter of this inning, which is Victoria Bassich. Ground ball towards Alvarez and foul. I believe 0-2. Fly ball out towards Siegenthaler near the wall. It bounces off the wall right next to us. Siegenthaler picking it up, runner being waved home. It's going to be an RBI double for Victoria Bassich, scoring Taylor Herrick and making this a 1-0 game. So Bassich, with her 11th RBI of the season, did have one in the earlier matchup. She'll come out and be pinch ran for. By the looks of it, it is Julianne Green who comes to second base. And now Liz Saletti, the junior. Ground ball towards Alvarez, falling at third. But a good stop to make sure it didn't get past her and into left field with Angrisani. One out, two runners on, a 1-0 game now after the hit from Saletti. And now Kayla Curden at the plate. Fouled that one back. 0-1 count. Hit high, may go out. Siegenthaler trying to get there. It bounces off the wall again. Runners being waved home. Throw to second will get to Pollock instead. It will be a RBI double for Curden to make this a 2-0 Brave lead. And now there are runners on second and third. That is Curden's 12th RBI of the season, so breaks the tie just made with Bassich. And now the batter is Sarah Churchio, another prolific run scorer with 9 RBIs on the year. He'll foul this one back. I believe a 1-1 count with one away. That one outside. So 2-1 by my count. And this one low. Runners on second and third, one out in the top of the third inning. Indian Hills already scored 2 runs this inning, trying to add some more. With Sarah Churchio, who swings and misses, and we have a full count. Strike 3 called for Pollock. A big strikeout there to put 2 away with 2 runners in scoring position. So Churchio will be out, and now it will be Lawler Amanda Lawler with 5 RBIs on the year with a good chance to get 2 more. Swings and misses. An 0-1 count now. Swing and a miss again. Pollock trying to contain this Indian Hills breakout at just 2 runs. No balls, 2 strikes with 2 away. The pitch to Lawler. Ground ball towards Sutton, gets through. RBI single, maybe multiple RBIs. Siegenthaler mishandles it, and it will be a 2 RBI base hit for Amanda Lawler. 4-0, Indian Hills lead. Runner going, throw from Brinkman, may have a chance, but Lawler slides in and gets the steal, her 2nd of the year. At the plate is Isabella Adranya. And it looks like a 2-0 count. Ground ball towards Rennie. Throw to first is in time. So Indian Hills do break the scoreless tie. They lead 4-0 on the Broncos. We'll see if Hills has an answer, but it's going to be tough facing Amoruso. This is Emily Rennie at the plate. Amoruso, as we said, on 99 strikeouts. I apologize, this is Sutton at the plate, not Rennie. She swings and misses, 0-1 count. I believe it is Sutton, Alvarez, and then Rennie. He should be the ones batting. 0-2 count for Amoruso, who's a strike away from her 100th strikeout of the season. And it would be number 348 for the career. Pitches a high ball. 1-2. Swing and a miss. There is number 100 on the season for Amoruso. And there's one away. So now Alvarez with Rennie on deck, who was the hitter that brought in both runs for the Broncos when they lost 6-2 earlier this season at Indian Hills. She was 3 for 4 that day with a double and 2 singles, bringing in 2 runs. Leader in slugging percentage so far for Hills with a 5.64. So 1-1 count here. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the 1-2 from Amoruso. Outside, ball 2. That one, a blooper that'll get to second and drop. Throw to first is not going to be in time. Alvarez safe. A 1-out base hit. So now Emily Rennie with 1 out and 1 on. And then it will be Ava Angrisani in the top of the Bronco order. Swing and a miss for Rennie. No balls, 1 strike. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike now. for the senior. Outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Here comes the 2-1. Rennie checks her swing. Good decision. 3-1 for the senior shortstop. Ground ball towards Amoruso. Throw to second in time. They won't get Rennie, but they do get Alvarez, and there's 2 away. So now Angrisani. Oh, no, they called Rennie safe. They called Alvarez safe. Oh, my goodness. And now it looks like we'll get an official timeout. And I'm going to presume the Indian Hills head coach, Joe Light, is not happy about that call. So if this stays the case, which I don't think it will, so there have now been 2 change calls in this game. Alvarez is out, as we thought. There's 2 away. Renier's on first, and Angrisani is up to bat. And now Coach Ali Mendy of the Broncos will have a word. I know what I want to say, but I'm not going to say it to maintain professionalism. Angrisani at the plate, Rennie at first. And she'll foul this one back. Comes the 0-1. Outside. Amoruso looking for strikeout number 349. 2-1 for the freshman Angrisani. If she gets a chance, Taylor Pollock is on deck. Bunt down the first base line. Throw to first is in time, so we end the 3rd inning still with that 4-0 Indian Hills lead. Top of the 4th inning now. A 4-run top of the 3rd for Indian Hills, and they lead 4-0 on the Broncos here. I believe a 1-0 count. And this, if I'm not mistaken, is Kayla Bayani with Herrick and Amoruso on deck. Bayani swung and missed, so it looks to be a 2-1 count. Ground ball towards Alvarez, just gets through, but a foul ball. 2-2. And ball number 3. For Bayani, leading off the top of the 4th. Here comes the 3-2. Hit high and foul. Keeps the at-bat going. Here comes the 3-2. Maybe now it's 3-2. Swing and a miss for Bayani. So a strikeout for Pollock to start the inning, and now back to the top of the Brave order with Taylor Herrick. Only a freshman. This one, a chopper towards Diaz, who puts 2 away. And now Amoruso. The Braves trying to get off of a 7-game losing streak. They've not won in the month of May. Ball 1 here. And strike 1 called for Amoruso now. Nice rip over towards Sneath. Running after it, it falls in foul territory, just barely. So 1-2. High fly ball, catchable in foul territory. Diaz makes the grab. 2 straight outs for the first baseman. And there's still a 4-0 Indian Hills lead at the middle of the 4th. Bottom of the 4th inning underway here in Montvale. And ball 1 pitched outside by Amoruso. Already got her 100th strikeout of the season. Has a 1-1 count here with Taylor Pollock. And I believe on 349 career strikeouts. So 1 more for that big 350 number. May even reach 400 by the end of the season. And definitely a candidate for the county record. She's only a junior. She's pitched since her freshman season, has had over 100 strikeouts every season of her career, and she'll get strike number 2 here with Pollock, a 2-2 count. Christine Diaz on deck, followed by Riley Sneath, the 3 seniors of a very loaded senior roster. Pollock with a hit right to the shortstop Saletti. Puts 1 away. Here is Christine Diaz now. A little outside, but a called strike. And that one too high, so 1-1. High and outside again. Same positioning as the last one. 2 balls, 1 strike. Swing and a miss. Diaz evens up the count at 2. Strike 3 on the low edge. That looks to be strikeout number 350 of a very successful and still going career for Audrey Amoruso. Still Some softball to be played here, though, so I presume they'll wait for the celebration after the game. Riley Sneath now swings and misses. One and one. And 1 ball, 2 strikes for Sneath, with 2 out and none on in the bottom of the 4th. Amoruso's been lights out. I think she's only allowed 1 base runner all day. Sneath swings and misses Amoruso with yet another strikeout. And we end the 4th with a 4-0 Indian Hills lead. Top of the 5th inning in a game delayed by about a half an hour due to a heavy downpour, a short but heavy downpour about 2 hours before this game that made the field a little wet for playing, so had to clean it up. Great job by our grounds crew here at Hills to make it playable in about 90 minutes, and in the 30-minute or so warm-up time. 4-0 as this one fouled off for a 0-2 count. Indian Hills trying to add to that 4-run lead. The batter here is Bassich, Victoria Bassich, with Liz Saletti and Kayla Curden on deck. Sneath coming up. Oh, just missed the diving grab out and right. It will be a base hit. Not sure if you saw the end of that or not. Looked like it may have just been in our frame. She put it all on the line. Couldn't get it, unfortunately. And now it is Liz Saletti, the junior. Takes ball 1 from Pollock. Ground ball getting through to Angrasani in left. Throw was not in time to Sutton. It's another base hit from Saletti, and now it is Kayla Curden, 2 on and none out. And 1 low, so 1 ball and no strikes now. Chopper, Angrasani drops right in front of her. Bases loaded off of 3 hits from Bassich, Saletti, and Curtin. And now, with a chance to bring him in, Sarah Churchio. 2 homers on the year, so a chance for a grand slam. We'll see. 9 RBIs as well. She's swinging for the fences. 0-1 count. Bases loaded, none out. 3 hits to start the top of the 5th for Indian Hills. 1-1. High fly ball. Diaz with a chance to make the grab. She just drops it in foul territory. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One, 2 from Pollock. Hit high and foul again. 1-2. Grounder towards Alvarez, coming up, throw to the plate, just missed Brinkman. Run will score. 5-0. With the bases loaded and none out. It was Bassage coming home. It will end up an RBI single for Cherkio. And now Lawler at the plate. She'll take ball 1. So that'll be Cherkio's 10th RBI of the season. Lawler has 5, actually 7, after scoring 2 in the 4th. 2 balls, no strikes. That one low as well. So 3 balls and no strikes now. Strike 1 called there on the inside edge. High fly ball towards Angrisani and foul. 3-2. Full count for Lawler. Pollock trying to get a momentum-changing strikeout here. And she will. Off of a called strike 3, so there's 1 away. But the energy here has just been zapped away. No balls, no strikes. Ball 1 from Pollock to Isabella Adranya. And ball 2 high. Pollock the 2-0 to Adranya. Grounder over towards Alvarez and foul. 2-1. That one way inside. 3 balls, 1 strike. A 5-0 Indian Hills lead, bases loaded with 1 out. Chopper could be caught. It is caught by Pollock. Throw to first is not going to be in time. All the runners will stay. But there is 2 away now, so Pollock may have a shot to get out of this jam. Back to the bottom of the order. This is the 9th batter in the Indian Hills lineup, and it is Kayla Bayani. Take ball 1 off of a bouncer. Fly ball towards Siegenthaler, just misses the grab. 1 run will score, another one as well, and it will be a 2 RBI single for Bayani. That makes it a 7-0 Indian Hills lead. Runners on the corners now. And back to the top of the order with Herrick. Grounder towards Rennie, could end the inning. It does, off the throw to Diaz. Another productive scoring inning for Indian Hills. They get 3 more and lead 7-0 at the middle of the 5th. Hannah Brinkman now as we go to the bottom of the 5th. She'll take a low ball, it looked like, from Emma Russo. Two balls, no strikes for the senior catcher. And Brinkman quickly with a 3-0 count by my count. Grounder towards Amoruso, 1 away. And now this is Brielle Siegenthaler, the center fielder. Christine Diaz is warming up in the Hills bullpen right now as Siegenthaler takes ball 1. Fouled that one down. 1-1 count. And I think that may have done something to home plate. I'm not sure. They're huddled around the plate right now. Maybe they're trying to judge if Siegenthaler got hit or not. I don't think so. She swung at it anyway, so it shouldn't matter. Maybe the catcher got hit. That could be it because the Indian Hills coach is out there. That is Joe Light. And the catcher is Victoria Bassage. Looks like everybody is okay. And so we will get back to playing with a 1-1 count. 1 out and none on in the bottom of the 5th. Indian Hills with a 7-0 lead on Pascack Hills. Ground ball again towards Amoruso. Throw in time once again. 2 away in the same exact manner that Hannah Brinkman grounded out. So does Brielle Siegenthaler. And now it will be Chloe Sutton in the bottom of the 5th. Low, ball 1. Grounder towards short. Throw not in time. Sutton outruns it and gets a 2-out single. And now Amelia Alvarez coming to the plate. 7-0 Brave lead. Alvarez, a blooper that just goes over and stays in. But a foul ball, so 0-1. One ball and 1 strike. And Alvarez with another foul ball. 1-2. 2 out. Bottom of the 5th inning. Outside, ball 2. Grounder towards short. Throw to second in time, this time for Saletti. And we end the 5th. Still, that 7-0 Indian Hills lead. They're 6 outs away from a league win against the Broncos. New pitcher for Pascack Hills, and I believe for the first time this season, at least for us covering softball, it is Christine Diaz on the mound, with Taylor Pollock moving over to first base. She pitches a ball to start things off. Does have 7 innings pitched on her repertoire this season. Allowed 5 hits, had 10 strikeouts with a 4.00 ERA. 2 balls, no strikes. The batter, I believe, is Amoruso. I'm making out a 14 right now. 3-0 for Diaz. Amoruso, the batter. Strike 1 called for Diaz. Grounder, foul towards Alvarez at third. 3-2. And ball number 4 there inside. And Maruso will take first, and up comes Victoria Basic. Inside, ball 1. Fly ball out towards Angrisani. Just goes over the freshman in left. It may be a double. It will be a double for Basic. And Teresa Gurnari, who has pinch ran for Amoruso, makes her way to third. And now Basic will come off and be pinch ran for by Green. Strike 1 called on the outside corner. Diaz pitching to Liz Saletti here. 1-1. Strike 2 called. That one outside. 2-2. Grounder, Rennie, the throw to first, in time, throw to third, not in time, but there is one away. A run did score. That was Gurnari coming in to make it 8-0. There's just one runner. She's on third. And at the plate, a strike for Diaz. Pitching to Curtin. Strike 2. Strike 3, excuse me, missed a pitch there. So 2 strikeouts for Diaz here. Sorry, 1 strikeout for Diaz. I'm all over the place. And now it is Sarah Churkio. High for ball number 1. And now 2-0. Swing and a miss for Churkio. 2 balls, 1 strike. For the sophomore, playing in left. Fouled that one back. Swing and a miss. Diaz with 2 strikeouts to go to the middle of the 6th. Indian Hills does get 1 run. They're up 8-0. Hills with just 2 more chances to try and get on the board. This is Emily Rennie with the Broncos down by 8 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Still Audrey Amoruso on the mound. Strike 1 on the outside edge. Ball 1 there, 1-1. Rennie tried to bunt, did not pull back and miss, so 1-2. Ground ball towards second. Throw is in time from Herrick, and there's 1 away. And now it'll be Angrisani with Pollock on deck. Pollock was moved to first base from pitcher with Diaz coming on, so they swap positions. Foul ball there just barely from Angrisani. One and one for the freshman. Ground ball again, and another play from Taylor Herrick at second to put 2 away. And here's Taylor Pollock. Took strike 1. Second pitch to her. Hit high towards the first baseman. Catch made, and Indian Hills will try to add some more insurance runs. They're 3 outs away from a win in Montvale. 8-0 at the end of the 6th. Top of the 7th inning about to get underway with Christine Diaz on the mound. Batter, it looks like, is going to be Teresa Gurnari, who pinch ran earlier in the last inning for Indian Hills and for Audrey Amoruso, I believe. So it looks like Gurnari in the place of the DH Adranya. And based on our stats from NJ.com, just 0 for 1 on the entire year She is a sophomore. It's a high foul ball to start her at bat off the Indian Hills dugout. Outside for ball one. It's 1-1. Just got over Diaz and will get into center field. A base hit for Gurnari. And now if the lineup hasn't changed at all, which it definitely has, because this is Julianne Green now, the freshman, who's just 3 for 18 on the day. She hits one high into very shallow center. Sutton comes back and makes the grab. Gurnari will be safe at first, and there's one out. Now we'll see who this is. Not sure. I believe I made out a 24 or something. So that would mean it's Isabella Adranya who fouls this one off. Maybe a 22 instead. If that is, it's Abby Collins. It's a 20-something. Diaz, one out. Next week, as of now, we are very busy again. Games every day. Monday to Friday. We'll have girls lacrosse, their senior night, 4:30, taking on Bergen Tech Monday. Tuesday, we will be in Old Tappan as of now, 5:45 for boys lax in their league championship game, essentially, against Old Tappan at Old Tappan. Then Wednesday, a doubleheader with girls lacrosse making up their game against Wayne Hills. That was lightning delayed and eventually lightning postponed at the end of the first quarter as Diaz gets a strikeout. So they'll resume that one at 4:30 with 12 minutes to go in the second quarter. I believe the score was 5-3, but I'm not sure. And then after that, we have boys lacrosse's senior night. They're taking on Bergen Tech. That'll be at 5:45 on Wednesday, so a doubleheader with girls and boys lacrosse. And then we'll be back here on Thursday afternoon as of now with softball against Park Ridge at 4:15. That's if the weather cooperates, and as of now, that will be our final broadcast before the state tournament begins, with baseball's first round game right now scheduled for May the 27th, but we do not have a concrete date just yet. 2 out for Diaz here in the top of the 7th, trying to do the best she can to give Hills the best shot at coming back from what is right now an 8-0 deficit. Low. I'm not even sure what the count is here. And that'll be called strike 3. So middle of the 7th after Diaz allows a base runner, but then strikes out 3. 8-0 Indian Hills, the Braves 3 outs away. Bottom of the 7th set to begin. Indian Hills has made a pitching change of their own. It will be the freshman Taylor Herrick, who is the second most worked pitcher of the 3 on the NJ.com stat sheet. 9 strikeouts and a 5.57 ERA so far this season. She's allowed 25 runs. And again, only a freshman. Diaz with a high fly ball to center. It's just going to drop in front of Amanda Lawler, and it will be a base hit for Christine Diaz to start the bottom of the 7th. And now it's Riley Sneath with Hannah Brinkman on deck, and Brielle Siegenthaler after her. Strike one is called. 0-1. This one fouled off to make it an 0-2 count for Sneath. One and two. Pitch went outside. Grounder towards third. Throw in time, 1 out. Runner did advance, so Diaz is on second. Saletti making the first out. She moved over to third as Amoruso came into short. Here's Hannah Brinkman. 1 out, runner on second. Hills at least trying to break the shutout. Down 8-0 on this Saturday afternoon. 1 ball, no strikes. Chopper towards short, just getting through. Perhaps Diaz had something to do with that. The umpires will call her out due to interference. Brinkman will be on base. There's 2 away. So Brielle Siegenthaler with Indian Hills, and their pitcher now, Taylor Herrick, trying to finish out a combined complete game shutout with Audrey Amoruso pitching the first 6 innings. One ball, no strikes. Outside as well, 2-0. Siegenthaler swings and misses, 2-1. Swing and a miss for Siegenthaler, 2-2. It would be the 8th straight win for Indian Hills against Pascack Hills in softball. The Broncos have never beaten the Braves. It will stay that way. An 8-0 Indian Hills victory over Pascack Hills. They will improve to 10-9 on their season. We'll see how it affects their power points. They may move into the top 4 in the North 1 Group 1 standings. Hills straddling that line between 8 and 9 to host a playoff game. They were 8 coming in. They may go down to 9 or further now. Their record 9-13 and 3-6 in the league, so they're pretty much locked into that 5th place finish. But a successful year still for head coach Ali Mendy, leading her team pretty much a lock right now for the state tournament, trying to make sure they can host. Final score from Montvale, 8-0 Indian Hills over Pascack Hills. We have a lot next week, starting with girls lacrosse's senior night at 4:30 on Monday against Bergen Tech. That'll be live here on PH Athletics. Until then, this is Matthew Merlino. So long, and enjoy your weekend from Montvale. Congratulations! Thank you for watching this presentation of PH Athletics. For more information, head to hills.pascack.org/athletics.